of light, warriors of light, illuminate your hearts so you can banish the darkness. All your ignorances, all malignant forces. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, and rise, rise. Warriors of light, warriors of light, rise. Yes, warriors of light, it is time. It is time to rise. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining I today. I am Primal Light, prepare for this dream duality existence. Wearing this body in this shattered, fragmented self, as I said, Aten Ra. Today I will be answering some questions. And so, are you religious? Are you spiritual? This is this question that I will answer right now. No, neither am I religious, nor am I spiritual. Religion is a false perception of putting yourself in slavery and bondage, and spirituality is yourself being in slavery. And this is what a spirit is. A spirit is the aspect of the I self that is sleeping, and is called the ego false self. So being in spirituality and religion, these are just false perceptions. And this is the what the problem is with many ones in the world, because they don't recognize that their mind is being programmed, and so they believe in this spirituality thing. Because remember that if you look around you, you can see all the things that have been created. You see all the creation of man. We create rules, we create laws in the community, because why? Because human beings come to the realization and awareness that other human beings, they do not have self-governance. Ones do not know how to govern themselves and to cultivate their minds. So rules and laws are created because the real self is sleeping, and everyone is in the ego false self. And so because you are sleeping, your eyes are not open. You cannot see. You are blind. You are a blind person. So being in the ego false self, you are blind, you are in false perception, your eyes are closed and you cannot see. There's a veil over your eyes and you cannot see things the way that they are. You cannot see the real. This is the reason why religion was created, and also people have spirituality. Every culture creates rules to govern the society, because all of these ego false self, they dwell into their minds a lot, and the mind is the root of all evil. The mind is the source of all confusion. And so the I selves who are exploring into this duality that is not wearing a body, I want you to understand this, that the invisible rules the visible that you are seeing with your false perception. So yourselves that is in the world that is not wearing a body, they are also in false perception and false self-identification. And they do not know the truth. They do not know the real. They do not know that you are themselves wearing a body. All they see is that you have a light from yourself, that is the soul, your real self, and you, the self that is sleeping, that is the ego false self, do not know this. So they play tricks on you so that they can take your light. This is religion. It's really all of yourselves who are invisible to your false perceptions. They're not wearing a body and they're playing tricks on you, and now you are worshiping them, and they are called the gods, the deities, all of them. And so you make a ritual out of these things, and this is all false. And so that's why all religions must be done away with, because religion is the core and the source of all problems into this world. If there was no religion, we would better be able to see each other all as myself. All is myself, you are I, and I am you. We will eventually be seeing this, but when you are not seeing that the ones who are deceiving you is also yourself, your God is your devil in disguise. The ones you are praying to as your God, they are your devil. They're wearing a disguise. They're tricking you. This is religion. It's a trickery. It's a propaganda. It's like a big gang situation with all of yourselves who are not wearing bodies, cannot see clearly. They cannot see the truth because they themselves are sleeping. Just like you are sleeping and don't know yourself, they too are sleeping and do not know themselves. They do not know you are themselves, that we are all one self. They do not know this because they are in 100% the ego state, magnetic state. And so this is the problem with religion. So I am definitely not religious. Are you spiritual? No, I am definitely not spiritual, because I gave up that spirit self a long time ago. I dissolve it and wake up from sleeping. When you are a spirit, you are sleeping, yourself is sleeping, and the rise within is the ego false self, and you are existing as the ego false self. And so when I seek and inquire an inquiry within myself of my existence, what is this world? What is a soul? What is a spirit? I don't understand what these things are. You have to come to that realization and awareness that you do not know. Stop pretending like you know and ask. So you are aware that there is a presence, there's an energy, there's a force that is greater than this little aspect of yourself that you are. But that greater force is also you. That is you in that greater force, but you don't know what it is because you are not wearing your real self. Your eyes are closed. You have a veil over your eyes and you cannot see. So you must ask. Ask this force that is greater than you what it is. Don't make assumption that it is God. When something happened for you, you say, oh, God did it. Did God do it, or did yourself, the soul, do it for you? Many things that happen for you, your soul that did it, make it happen for you. But you never give your soul any credit. You give God credit. God is an illusionary character that arise into the dream as the ego false self. Your soul is the real that is working effortlessly, tirelessly to bring balance to you itself that is wearing the body. And all you can do is sit there all the time. I listen to people all the time giving God glory when your soul is the one that has been fighting for its liberation into this dream. The gods have been enslaving the self, your soul. For eons, you have been enslaved by all of these religions and spirituality. And yourself is working tirelessly to liberate itself, the baby that you are, sleeping so you can wake up. And all you can do is give credit to some God. It shows the ignorance that you are in. I never hear anyone giving their soul honor and reverence and thanks for fighting the battles, for liberating them so that they can wake up from sleeping. No, all I hear them doing is giving these dream characters reverence and calling on their dream characters. Instead of you calling on the real, you're calling on the dream character. And the dream characters, they all want your soul. Why do they want your soul? Because it is the only real here. They are the dream characters. They are creation of the ego false selves. They are, it's like you draw a cartoon and the cartoon come alive into the movies. On the paper, when you're flipping the pages, you get the character to move. This is the same thing with these gods. All of those cartoon characters, they're in a movie, right? You watch them on screen. Are they real? No, they are not real. You draw them and created them. All of those cartoon characters, they are not real. You created them. You get them to move. You get them to do all these things. This is the same thing with the gods. All the gods, they are not real. They are cartoon characters that you design and draw, and they become real on the screen. So know that all of these characters, they are not real. They are ego, false self. But of course, they are projection, because the real self sleeps. The real self sleeps to allow this character to come into existence, to be so that the ego can paint these characters into the movie. So all religions must be done away with. All the wars and instigation into the world, always on religions. Yeah, this is my thing and my truth about religion, that soon all religion will be done away with and you become a seeker of truth and seek to know yourself, to merge in yourself. I am that I am. For that which I seek, I am already that. What is the disguise that obscures me, that I do not know myself? I don't know how to be myself, because I am in this ego false self. I am being obscured by my mind, the ego. Spirituality must be done away with, because what is spirituality? It means that you are worshiping the spirits. The spirits are the same as the gods. They are, believe me, the spirituality people, they think they are so superior over the religious people, but they are the same. They're doing the same exact thing. The same exact thing. You have many, many gurus, spiritual gurus, just like how you have many, many pastors, religious gurus, right? It's the same exact thing. No, they just give it a different name: religion and spirituality. They say spirituality, say we worship our ancestors. It's the same ego false self. No, they are making they are being an imposter. They are impersonating the real, and they are spreading propagandas and lies. And now the same ones that is in the religion, the same ones are ruling the spirituality. Now they disguise themselves and you're calling them a different name, but they are the same. They are the same gods. They are all the same ego, false self. They're all the same deities playing a different role, tricking you again in your spirituality. All your the spiritual gurus and teachers, you're doing the same thing. Spirituality means that you are sleeping, you know, are worshiping your ancestors. Religion, they're worshiping some gods. It's the same thing, because them who claims to be your ancestors are the same gods that is ruling the religions. Yeah? So the only thing for you to do is to seek truth and to know yourself. Who am I? What is the source of my existence, allowing me this world experience? How did I come into being? How did I come to be in this body? Why are you not seeking these things to know the truth? Don't listen to what this ego is saying. Seek the truth within yourself. Because everyone knows that there is a greater force than them, this little tiny self that is moving the invisible, that is moving all of these visible things. What is it? You do not know. Ask. Seek, and you will find. But if you don't seek and you follow blindly, the blind leading the blind. Everybody is blind. They have a veil over their eyes and you are following blindly. Do you believe in Jesus Christ, that he came to die for our sins? Do you believe that? Absolutely not. This is rubbish. No one can die for your sins. This is again is those blood sacrifices where they're believing that you need to do blood sacrifices to all of these deities and gods. This is what these dying and things. This is all these crazy things. But these was what those gods believed in those times. But if you ask them now, they will tell you a different thing, because this was many years when they were programming the ones about these things, when they were very ignorant about a lot of things. Now these gods have come into more truth, and if you ask them now, they will give you a different answer about this. So no, Jesus did not come and die for anyone's sins, but Jesus Christ, the one who everyone is calling and giving their souls that want their soul, is an imposter. This is not even the real messenger, the illuminated one that came and leave messages, and for many of us that the message got distorted, was Shiva, was Horus, Heru. When Shiva came in the avatar as Horus, he was in Kemet. He was persecuted in Kemet. He came as Akhenaten. Shiva was persecuted. Shiva eventually he left Kemet and he went to India. When Shiva went to India, nobody knew him. This is why they tell the story that he was never born. He just showed up. But everyone that is walking in this world, they all had to come here as a human being. They all had to come through that process. The problem was that because he ran away to seek a place of peace where he could be, left Kemet, he did not want, and he gave up that ego false self. He was no longer being that person anymore. No, he became his real and true nature. So he never told anyone his story. He never told anyone from where he journeyed from to come to India. They just saw him and they made assumptions about that, because he never told them. He never told them that. And so Shiva was the real messenger, the real illuminated one that this story of Jesus is based on. So now you see how celebrity, how they steal someone's story, they steal your identity, and they go out and they make money off of those celebrities. This is the same thing that this particular deity or god was doing, and this was Anubis. Anubis was doing this, and he took the identity of Shiva and spread propaganda and lies so that he can get ones to believe in him, because he wanted to be the most powerful of all the god gangs them. Because remember, all the gods them, this is like big gang, and they was fighting against each other. Why were they fighting against each other? Why were the gods having so much wars? Because they are fighting to get the souls. How many souls they have is the more powerful they are. Jesus was the one that had the most souls because he was the one that wanted to take over the world. And Jesus is Set self, and that is Anubis, and so is Allah. So I want you to know that these are all the same. Muslims and Christians and all of these, they're all are the same, fighting against each other, and they are worshiping the same God. Because Allah, which is Tehudi, and Jesus, the Jesus Christ that on worship is Anubis, and Set, who is the devil, is the same self. Set makes these two self-replica, which is Tehudi, Allah, and Anubis, Jesus, the one that's playing Jesus Christ. These are Set self. So Set is the one that have all of these souls. And who is Set? Set is the masculine self, the Ra, who is the sun that illuminates this world. Ra is the world. She is the dream. She is sleeping and dreaming of this world. I want you to know that this world is a dream. Everything in this world is a dream. All of these characters are dream characters. Just like I say, when you are drawing those cartoon characters and when you are playing them on the screen, they look like they're alive, right? Are they alive? Are they real? No, these are your characters that you drew. The same thing with all these deities and gods. We are inside of a movie, y'all. This movie, life movie. And all these characters, the mind is drawing them, is bringing them into being because the real self is sleeping. There is a real self behind the characters, but the characters are not the real. Follow me? You are drawing the characters. The characters are not real, but you who is drawing the characters is the real. So this is what's happening. All of those characters now, they are being dissolved. Aten Ra, all of them have to return back into Aten Ra. So right now, she's struggling to restore balance and to dissolve her dream that she is creating. So this world is a dream. There's no religion. Do away with all spirituality. Now is the time for all of the INIs to be seeking your self-truth, your existential truth. Like, how did you come into being? You were never born. You were never created. Are you this body? Are you this body? Are you this ego? Don't you see how crazy this mind is? Look at the craziness that everyone is doing in the world. Their mind is telling them. Are you that mind? Are you this mind that have no light, doing all these crazy things? All these crazy thoughts. Don't you see how this mind is obsessed? Look at it. The ego, all of the gods, they are obsessed with blood sacrifice. They're obsessed with rituals. They are obsessed with sex. All of their rituals, when you get involved with them, all of their rituals is sexual rituals to doing some crazy things they're telling you to do. And you don't have no self-intelligence to think and say, this doesn't make sense. Because they already control your mind and program your mind into spirituality and into religion, whichever one you choose. But neither of them is the balance. They are both the same thing. All the spiritual guru who think that they are so much superior over the religious people, because I hear them all the time. All the people who are following Jesus, they are saying, oh, it's time to give up Jesus. Go back to your ancestral worshiping. Your ancestors were telling a whole lot of lies and false information, whole lot of taboos and whole lot of superstitions. Look at when ones used to have a twin. They used to say that, oh, the twins, the person who's having the twins was cursed because they consult the ancestors and the ancestors say this, so they have to kill them. These are go down the line of the list of superstition and stupidness. that all of these stupid gods was telling you about, your ancestors was telling you about. Because they did not know. They were ignorant anything about the truth of anything. They do not know. They make up lies and tell it to you and control and program your mind just so they can have your soul. They entrance you inside of this dream. This is what religion and spirituality do. So you can never free yourself, because everyone is either in religion or they're in a spirituality. So and it's, remember I said it's the same ego's false self, is the same gods that you are worshiping. They are moving from calling it from spirituality. No, then you have the ones who are seeking higher levels of consciousness and Christ consciousness. It's the same thing. Is the same thing. Yes, Seth is ruling in the supreme ego character, because he has the craziest of mind. But he's playing all of these characters, deceiving you among all the others, the other supreme egos, and the consciousness, the mind of Seth and Ra. Know that this consciousness, this Christ consciousness, is the mind of Ra and Seth. They are one self. Ra is the feminine, Seth is our masculine self, and his mind is as crazy as they comes. He wants all the souls. He does not want this dream to end. Why? Because the mind is crazy, the consciousness. So no, I do not believe in any of these things. All of these things must be do away with. And the time has come now when I am dissolving all of these things. Pretty soon, everyone will have to seek truth within themselves and give up religion, because all of those ego false selves who are propagating religion and propagating evil, they are all going to be dissolved. Yeah. So the I Self Supreme is here to restore balance to all of itself. All is myself and I alone exist. This is the message from the I Self Supreme. So if you don't know that, you are the one creating this dream, and then know what? You are sitting there drawing these characters, just like how you make those cartoon characters and know they're on the screen and everyone is sitting and watching them. You are making all yourself into all of these characters, playing all of these characters into this dream. You are self-replicate, fragmented, and shattered yourself to play all of the roles into this, to make this movie. You write out the script. Now you are playing all of the roles in the movie, and all of yourselves who are sleeping and in the dream do not recognize that it is I in all of these roles. This is the problem. You do not recognize that it is yourself playing all of these roles. And so I say it's time to get out of spirituality. It's time to get out of religion and seek the I truth. And don't be afraid, because you must face your fears. Why are you fearing? Because it's not you that is having fear. The real self you is the soul. Your real self is the soul. You are just in the cartoon character that you have created that is animating this body, and it's sleeping. So it doesn't know, it cannot see clearly. It's inside a dream, it's a zombie. But the real self, your soul, has been doing everything to make you wake up, but you are giving credit to God. I just hear it gets me so flustered when I hear people doing it, and I know the suffering that the souls are going through with these same gods. And you're sitting there giving God credit for what your soul is doing for you. Do you know what your soul is doing for you? You have no idea. This is why you're giving it away willy-nilly to anyone who come and ask you for it, so that you can be engaged in sexual rituals and all of these crazy rituals that these gods are doing. You don't have no self-intelligence because your mind is crazy. You cannot even think to say, this doesn't sound right. Why would I want to do this? Because you are sleeping and you're in this cartoon character that your mind has created. So you can't even have a self-intelligence to say, this doesn't sound right, I will not engage in this. So everyone now is afraid because they're in the ego. So they don't want to listen to what I have to say. But you know what? I have to speak truth. I don't care who wants to listen or not, because I am not only speaking truth for those that are wearing the body, I am also speaking truth to myself that is not wearing the body. I want you to remember this. Those gods, they are you not wearing a body. And they are playing tricks on you. You have made all these replicas of yourself inside of your dream. Everyone is sleeping. No one recognizes that it is themselves. And so this is the problem. And so right now, everyone have to wake up to see that, oh, it is I, it is I, it is I, playing all of these roles. That's why it's called self-realization. You must realize that it is I as the God. The one that you're worshiping, playing tricks on you, that is you too. It is you. So why would you need to give yourself into slavery to yourself that is dreaming and don't know anything? No, you have to come into realization. Take command of your journey, that I am creating this. No, I can't stop it. When you wake up, when you're having a nightmare and you're sleeping, you don't even know that you are inside of a dream, right? It's only when you wake up that you realize that it was a dream. And you're like, damn, that was a dream. So what do you do now? Only when you wake up, you can come to this realization. Yourself is sleeping and will only know that this is a dream when it wakes up. You will never know that this is a dream when I am speaking and telling you this is a dream. You're inside a dream. You are that cartoon character in the movie. You are watching the cartoon, watching the movie. Is that real? Tell me, is it real? This is also a movie on a screen. And you're in the screen, but you don't know that you are a part of the character in the movie. You have to wake up to know this. So the self that is you in the baby form, we call the spirit, that is the sleeping self, has to wake up so that it can know that it is inside of a dream and it was only sleeping. All the things that was happening was only as an effect of its dream and it's not real, and it must wake up. Can you imagine? You go into a dream, you get lost in the dream and you can't find your way out of the dream. You don't even know that it is a dream, so you can't wake up because the supreme ego is holding you trance in the dream, so you don't wake up. This is why you have to self-inquire, because within yourself, the soul, the real self, the soul is your savior. It's the only savior that you have is yourself, the soul. Within the soul is the guru, the primal teacher, the teacher within that rises up, which is the destiny to pull this ego off of you so you can wake up. This is only when that can happen. So if you are constantly, excuse me 1 second. If you are constantly putting your soul in slavery, you are never going to know this. You are never going to wake up on your own. Because right now, our existence is moving from duality, from sleeping and dreaming, to everyone being awake. And eventually, all of this is going to be dissolved. Don't you want to be into this existence when everyone wake up? Because it's going to move from sleeping to awake and then to eventually to nothing. You're going to return back to nothingness, back to the ultimate true state. But there's a process. We have to move to non-duality first. And this is when everyone comes awake. Don't you want to come awake by yourself? So you can participate into the non-duality. Come awake. It's time to come awake. Time to be done with religion. It's time to be done with spirituality, because they are both the same thing. One just think that they are more superior than the others, because I hear them all the time talking down on religion, the spirituality people. Look at all those spiritual guru. They go, they have retreats. All they're doing is taking drugs, hallucinogenic drugs, doing spiritual foolishness, doing sexual foolishness and drugs and ayahuasca and all of these things. This is their spirituality. This is what they are doing. This is crazy. Your mind is tricking you and playing and entrancing you inside of this dream and playing tricks on you. It's time for you to stop this foolishness now. So no more religion, no more spirituality. Jesus, Allah, all of the deities, all the gods, all of them must give up this ego false self and return back to being their real and true self. So all of you who are in this body, in this ego false self, must wake up from sleeping. It is time for this consciousness, the mind of Ra, for light to be restored, for balance to this world. Everyone needs to wake up to end this dream, because this is a horrible nightmare. Look at what's happening in the world right now. All of these war and crazy things that people are doing. Why? Think about it. Why are people doing all these crazy things? All of it is stemming. Where is it stemming from? Their minds. It's stemming from their minds. So the root of evil is always from this mind. This mind is not you. You think it is you. You don't know who you are. So I'm saying, self-inquire. It's time for you to seek your truth. And you can only seek your truth from your one real self, which is the soul. Every deities, every god, every one of them, even if they don't tell you, you're making a contract with them so that they can steal your soul. Why do they want it? Because yourself, the soul, has its light on. Its sun shines and they want light. They are in darkness. They have no light. They cannot see. And they all of those god gangs, they are all fighting for your soul. So it's time you wake up and listen to what I am saying, because I have been there and I have done that already. And I know exactly what the gods them are doing. And so it's time for us to stand up to God. It's time for us to stand up to God right now and seek our truth, and don't be afraid, because when you go to sleep in the night, set the Christ consciousness is programming your mind back into the dream. So I am saying, be saying those affirmations, be vigilant, because you're inside of a dream. Stay awake. I want to thank you so much for joining. I am Primal Light, prepared for this duality dream existence in this form, in this shattered, fragmented, fractal form. I am a self atom wearing this body. Yes. So I am a sun wearing a body. I am Primal Light wearing a body. Who are you? Who are you? You don't know who you are, that you are the creator of this existence. You are the creator of this existence. You're playing all the characters that in your movie that you have created. It's time to wake up. It's time to self-inquire, and it's time to come to self-realization. It is all I. All is me. All is I. All is myself. And I alone exist. I alone exist. You must come to that realization that I alone exist. I, the self that is creating all of this, that makes all these characters, that is I, yes, alone exists. So hail, hail to the I Self Supreme, Primal Light. Hail to all the I and I selves wearing bodies. I am the messenger. I am giving the message to all the I and I selves. It's time for you to come awake. And the only time that you're going to know that you are inside of a dream, that you were sleeping and dreaming, is when you wake up. You'll never know if you don't wake up that you're inside of a dream. Things are gonna feel strange to you. You get confused because of the mind, but you must wake up. And it's really simple to just inquire within yourself. Why is it that you don't want to do it? Ask, who am I? How did I come into being? What is the source of my existence allowing me this world experience? From where does this thought arise? Why is the mind so devious? Why is my mind always tricking me? You must ask these questions. If you don't ask these questions, you're never going to know the answer. So I want to say, ask so that you can know the truth for yourself. And you must be vigilant. You must be discerning of when you are asking questions. Because your mind is always going to try to trick you. So make sure that you're asking until things become clear to you, so you know your truth, so that your soul self can help you, so you can align and be one unified self with your soul. Thank you again. I'll see you in the next video.
Calling all warriors of light.
Warriors of light. Yes, it's time for all the warriors of light to rise.
Where the warriors of the light them dead? Where the warriors of the light them dead? I'm calling all the warriors of light. I'm calling all the warriors of light. Rise, warriors of light, warriors of light. Illuminate your hearts so you can banish the darkness. All your ignorances, all malignant forces. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, and rise, rise. Warriors